and welcome to Whatever It Takes, a podcast about Degrassi, the Next Generation. I'm Kelsey.
And I'm Holland, and today we're talking about Season 7, Episode 17, Talking in Your Sleep. And Kelsey, will you please read us the Degrassi Wiki summary?
Sure. Excelling at work, Paige is on her A game until a distraction appears in the form of roommate Griffin. I mean,
I guess.
Bury the lead much, like...
I mean, technically correct.
Not wrong.
We don't get into the B-plot, but all of these summaries are literally one sentence now, so I don't even know what to expect from this anymore. But the episode title is Talking in Your Sleep, which is a 1984 song by the Romantics, which I guess is fitting for the episode. I feel like it's kind of the opposite of what happens. Like, they don't talk about stuff before they sleep together.
Yeah.
It's not super romantic because it's scary.
Yeah.
But that's the only tie I can really find to the episode title in the episode. It's not the worst that Degrassi has done with their episode titles, but it's also not the best.
They've done better. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I have, like, no feelings on it. If anything, it could just, I don't know. Like, I'm not super familiar with the song, so maybe...
actually, the lyrics of the song are, I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep.
So...
And Griffin is keeping secrets, but again, he doesn't tell them until it's too late, I guess.
I don't know either.
I don't know. Whatever. Sure. Let's just get into the episode.
Cool.
So it starts off with Paige saying she is blissful because she's doing really great at work and she got a raise and now she wants to, like, paint her room or something.
And I think it's also that, like, Marco finally moved the last of his stuff out of Dylan's old room. So now she's like, now I have all this, like, space and I want to decorate because I got a raise and blah, blah, blah.
So I guess Dylan and Marco did have separate rooms, which is weird to me.
Super weird.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess, like, just to show his dad that they had separate rooms.
I guess so. I don't know. Whatever. And she's got her paint swatch out, and she's flirting with Griffin, and it's
heavy flirting.
Happy time.
And Griffin says, still on for the bed, and Ellie and Marco are like, excuse you?
She's like, we're going to IKEA. It's fine. But, like, they're very, very flirty. They're like, roommate policy or something like that. Or dynamic. I don't know what they say.
I don't know.
Marco and Ellie are, like, slowly morphing into one person.
They are. I mean, I enjoy them as one person, but still. But also, like, it's a good policy. Don't sleep with your roommate unless they're already your significant other.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just a good ground rule.
Like, that's not great. But then the theme song happens, and then Paige and Griffin are, like, coming back from the furniture place, and they're talking about their families, and, like, Griffin is like, oh, it's just me and my dad. I don't see my mom, like, being very cagey. And then he's like, so how do your parents feel about having 2 gay kids? Yeah, you and Alex. And she's like, you mean the only girl who I've ever been attracted to?
Which, like, okay. Like, he's definitely just trying to feel out whether or not she also likes dudes.
Yeah, and she's like, 1 gay kid and 1 undecided. I don't know. It's weird.
Why doesn't anyone in this show understand bisexual?
I don't know. Is this also when they come home to, like, paint, and then Marco and Ellie are wearing those, like, white little hats?
Yes. Can we do fashion, please? So at first, when Paige was sitting down, I liked her blazer, the red one, and then as soon as she was standing in the world, it was terrible.
It's not flattering.
It makes her look actually pregnant.
It's terrible. Marco got a haircut, though.
I like it. I like Ellie's jumper dress. I thought that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
She finally doesn't look like a literal sack of potatoes.
I like Marco's little overalls paint outfit.
Oh my God, their matching hats and little outfits were so cute.
Paige is wearing a purple bandana, and Griffin was wearing a shower cap when they were painting.
I mean,
like, how much is it really going to get in your hair, guys?
To each their own. When Marco is talking to Paige and they're snooping, he's wearing this like big ass scarf and it is no good.
It's such a Marco scarf though.
It's the most Marco scarf.
Queen Kwan's hair looks great. I mean, it always does, but I feel like whenever she's here, I need to comment on it.
I missed her so much.
At one point, Paige is wearing, like, when she comes home and Griffin, like, surprises her with the room, her black and white shirt is confusing to me, and I didn't like it.
I don't care for it. I didn't care for any of Paige's clothes. Like, her hair looked consistently great, but her clothes were bad, always. Except for before I saw her standing up in the blazer. Also, Jane's lipstick at the end is great.
Yeah.
I hate that spike necklace, but...
Oh, yeah, her spiky necklace.
It's, like, very, like, try hard, but her lipstick is great.
I think that's all I have.
Me too.
So they're painting, and there's, like, painting. Well, it's like they get there and they're like, time to paint, and then we go to the pool hall, right?
Yeah.
Also, like, since when does Peter hang out with, like, Spinner and Jane and everybody and Darcy? Like, I don't get it.
I think Peter just doesn't have friends, and like they're like the misfit
like
crew.
On.
Yeah, they're like the misfit crew. Oh, you know what? I bet it's because Spinner and Darcy are still friends.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Oh yeah, so they're like all hanging out, and someone is like, check her out, and like this girl walks by, and like you just zoom in on her ass, and I'm uncomfortable already.
So uncomfortable, and then I become more uncomfortable because Spinner's like, she's okay, but she's kind of a butterface, and I'm like, Spinner, you're one to talk.
And then Jane is like, I don't get it, and he's like, everything's good, butterface.
And Jane has our reaction.
Lame. She's like, dude, that's lame. Why? I was like, thank you for having an appropriate reaction to that.
I love Jane. That is exactly the correct reaction, which is, ew, stop it.
And then I don't remember the point of the scene. They're playing pool. Oh, is this when Darcy is like, you should come to archery club or something like that?
Which I think is another thing that we'll never see again.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Much like gymnastics.
Yeah.
And like floor hockey. Yeah.
Everything. Any sport. Soccer. We got like 2 doses of soccer in like season 2, but that's about it.
Yeah. Goodbye, soccer.
And
goodbye, archery club.
It was fun while it lasted. And this was even before the Hunger Games came out, so they were really on this trend early on.
I would love, honestly, like archery club looks very fun.
I actually did have an archery unit in PE in high school.
I did not, but I used to do archery at like summer camp.
Yeah.
So it was like good for that.
I was not good at it. Also, my PE teacher said like my dominant eye was like my left eye, so I had to do it left-handed, and I'm not left-handed, and that made it complicated as well. It was really weird. I don't even know if that's a thing.
I have no idea.
But anyway, then it's the painting montage with the bandanas and the hats, and
it looks like they're getting more paint on each other like, than on the walls.
Fake No Doubt is playing over it, and they're painting the walls like a weird lime green color.
Which is crazy because Holland and I were literally talking about lime green yesterday when we were watching Property Brothers.
And just like painting your walls neon colors and how that's a bad idea.
Terrible.
It's not like super neon, but it's just like a very bright light green. And I don't understand the choice.
It's too much.
And then when they're done, Griffin is like, so you like what you see? Like to Paige.
He is smooth as hell and so handsome.
Like, oh yeah, the paint color is a little more minty than I thought. And they're just like very, very flirty.
He is super smooth and very handsome.
Well, but then he walks into a wall while he's like looking at her while he's leaving. So,
which is like, if anything, it's just endearing.
Oh, question mark.
Oh, and he says, because she's like, well, I don't know, it's a little mintier than I thought. And he was like, trust me, whoever you're bringing in here is not paying attention to the walls. And then Marco is like, Griffin, you should leave now, because Marco's the best.
He's like, speaking of overstaying our welcome, we should get this stuff cleaned up or something like that. And he's like, this isn't a good idea. And Paige is like, I don't give a fuck.
We are all Paige.
And then we're at archery club, and Darcy and Jane are like having fun.
I love this friendship.
I know. I really do like this friendship too.
I'm really into it. Like, I think that they're just well suited for each other.
Yeah.
And I think Jane needs to get over her internalized misogyny, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah. And then they're like talking about their boyfriends, and Jane is like, if it weren't for his pit stain, Spinner would be perfect, or something like that.
And Darcy is basically like, Peter has halitosis.
Like, of course he does.
Of course he does.
And then Jane is like, by the way, see that guy over there, and points to Bear Juggalo.
Oh, Bear Juggalo.
She's like, that's my brother. And Darcy is like, what? But I didn't know that. And Jane is like, yeah, I changed my name.
Which, like, seems a little excessive.
Yeah.
And apparently her original name is, like, Anastasia something.
Something or
But,
other.
like, but why would you pick... I mean, I'm glad that she picked Jane if she's going to change her name to something. But why would you pick Jane? Oh, you know what? I bet it was after Daria.
Maybe.
That seems, like, on brand for her.
Or maybe it's just so plain compared to her, like, elaborate name that she just, like, swung hard in the other direction.
I mean, but she could have shortened Anastasia to something.
To what? Like Stacy?
She could.
Anna,
I mean,
guess?
she's
I don't know.
Jane. Like, it's not like she has like an edgy name now. Stacy's fine. We just have the Babysitters Club connection that's really clouding our judgment.
Yeah, but I totally forgot that Lucas was her brother. Until she said that, and I was like, oh yeah, I remember that becomes a thing, because like she and Mia chat about it, right? Did we already know this?
I don't think
I
so.
don't think we did. I can't remember.
I don't know. Because I have no memory of this. Because I know that I saw this episode. I don't remember anything else with Jane and Mia, so I don't know. Or Jane and Lucas. I forgot about that part.
I think I forgot about it, but I remembered it when it happened. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I don't know, whatever. But then we're at Marco's job, and Griffin is there to like chat with him. And he's like, Marco, I need to tell you something. And he's like, I have. And then you think, because we remember this episode, you hope he's going to be like, I have HIV. Like, let's get that out in the open and talk about it.
And you know that that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, you know he was about to say that. And he's like, I have feelings for Paige. What do I do? And Marco's like, I love her. Like, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. He like gives him advice and kind of his blessing, I guess.
Yeah. It's sweet, but also like, bro.
Dude, you can't keep that a secret if you're intending to sleep with somebody.
Please tell her.
But then we're in English class. Oh yeah, and before it's established that Jane and Peter are like English partners or something. And they have to like perform scenes or whatever in front of the class, and Jane and Peter are performing, and then Peter like leans in to say something to her, and she's like, hey, your jungle breath, blah blah blah, which I don't know what jungle breath means, but it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, but also I'm like, come on, Jane, like grow up. And she's like, right, Darcy?
Yeah.
Which like, so I have a few questions.
You could have like stopped with like, hey, your jungle breath, to be like the bad guy, to tell him he has bad breath without bringing Darcy into it.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
also like, but also like, just because she's bringing Darcy into it, she like, for all Peter knows, she's just bringing Darcy into it because Darcy's like near his face a bunch, not because Darcy said anything.
Yeah, that's true. But also, like, she didn't have to like bring Darcy into it at all. She could have, like, I could see her trying to do her a favor by like trying to address it, because Darcy couldn't, because it would have hurt his feelings. And then Jane was like, I'll be the bad guy for you. Whatever. Peter can handle a little public humiliation. He's kind of a terrible person. But no, she kind of like did a bad thing.
She threw Darcy under that bus.
She did.
It's not cool.
And Darcy was not happy. And Darcy like tries to go after Peter, and he's like, I'm leaving. I'm going to class. And he's mortified. And I'm like, I don't care, but I'm sorry that Darcy's sad.
Yeah. I don't want Darcy to be sad.
No. She's been through enough. But then
like when